welcome to Dean Park. I'm Dave Watson, the designer and creator of Dean Park Station. I've got another spotlight video for you today, and in it I'll be looking at the Accurascale PCA bulk cement wagons, which I've got 12 to look at and run on the layout. And these are supplied by Accurascale. If you like the video, remember to click the like icon, and if you're not already a subscriber to the channel, you might want to click on the subscribe icon below. At the bottom right hand side of the screen there's a Dean Park logo. If you click on that, it'll take you into my channel and you can view and review previous content. In the meantime, hope you enjoy the video. Cheers just now. Over the course of 1982 and 1983, the French firm CFMF constructed 52 two-axle bulk cement wagons for the British leasing company STS. These vehicles were assigned the design code PCO17B and were designated PCA under the British Rail Total Operations Processing System, or TOPS. 15 examples were initially hired by Rugby Cement for use on trains serving the company's Halling works near Rochester in Kent. Meanwhile, Blue Circle Cement began hiring gradually increasing numbers of the wagon, and by late 1985 the entire fleet was in use on BCC traffic flows. The PCO17B/C fleet was off lease and in storage by the early 1990s, but in 1996 they all re-entered service with Castle Cement. While on lease to Rugby Cement, the motive power was provided by British Rail locomotives. The privatisation of British Rail meant that they all passed over to EWS, which was the English, Welsh and Scottish Railway. It subsequently handed over to DB Cargo in 2007 when they took over EWS, and they continued to haul the traffic until mid-2018 when GB Rail Freight won the contract. Okay, first off, let's look at the packaging. The first thing that comes to mind when I look at it is quality. It's in a very dark grey, almost black, muted colour scheme with a wire frame of the PCA cement wagon there with the Accurascale or Accurascale logo at the top. This is very similar in layout and design to the Cavalax box, where there's no window for you to see into the package, and there is this kind of technical drawing on the front. So I like this latest style of packaging, I have to be honest. It just speaks quality to me. Okay, let's have a look inside. Right, well first of all we've got this leaflet here, this information leaflet, which shows you the plethora of separately fitted detail and basically a parts list of the entire model, which is actually quite mind-blowing. If I've got time I'll sit down and actually count all these out. That really is detail to the highest degree. On the back it gives you a history of the wagon, which if I'd known that I wouldn't have done so much research before this video. I could have just read that, but that's quite a nice touch. I like that. The models are placed in this kind of individual vacuum formed pod, which we'll take out, and you've got an extensive bag of extras there, obviously pipe work. See if I can get this out. Be careful not to break anything. Okay, that comes out with the backing tray, and it's held in place with some sellotape which I'll have to peel off. It's always reassuring when the packaging is robust and well put together, and this certainly has been well designed. Each wagon comes in this thin, matte, soft textured plastic to protect it, and there we have the first sight of the PCA wagon. Looking at the wagon, which I first saw back at Model Rail Scotland in February of this year, where it was undecorated and unpainted, you could see from that kind of pre-production example the extensive parts that had been additionally fitted to the actual main wagon, including the fine brass etched walkways grid along the top with the steps up the side. It just blew me away, and I spoke to Patrick, the Accurascale guy, and basically I'd basically placed an order from there and then in my head, because I thought to myself, yes, they're highly detailed, yes, they ran in Scotland in this particular livery, which is the STS livery, and yes, I know I'm going to get a quality wagon based on what I've seen in the pre-production sample. Looking at the wagon in front of me and comparing it to photographs online and any drawings that I've managed to see of this particular cement wagon, it's clear to see that Accurascale have just nailed this. I mean, they've even got the finest details down to the joins in the tank. Okay, the curve and the cut in here of the tank is spot on. I mean, again, I'm judging it from photos and some drawings, but I can't see anything that's out of proportion or any corners that have been cut in the design of this wagon. The detail on the underframe is just mind-blowing. I mean, down to the individually painted parts. And wait till I show you under the wagon, it'll blow you away even more. Just like the Cavalex model, the detail on the frame at the bottom is superb. You can read it, you can pick out what it says, it's applied flawlessly. You know, there's no squint application of any of the printed details. The STS logo is printed superbly as well. There is no shine through from the grey through the white, which is sometimes the case with when they put the details on and it's white against a dark background. But this is, you know, it's solid white. There's no hazing around any of the printing. There's no hazed edges between any of the different coloured parts. I'm trying to find problems here, but I can't find any. Using the Dean Park pen to prop it up at an angle so you can see the top detail, the etching on the top and the paint application onto the etching is so crisp. There is no over application of the paint which has blocked any of the small holes in the etching. The openings at the top are so finely detailed down to the hinges. You know, all the brackets and the parts of the etched walkway are just picked out in the minutest of details. Looking at the ladders up the side, they've even got the individual holes in the etching of the actual steps, and all this is created and joined flawlessly to the side of the wagon. Looking at the end profile, the steps are not wonky or bent in any way, and they're attached securely to the underframe. It seems to be the thing these days that the underframe and underside of rolling stock is being focused on more and more by manufacturers. Bachmann with their Mark IIFs, even the Oxford Mark IIIAs have got good underframe detail. We've got the Cavalex PCA, and we've got this Accurascale, which is just simply ridiculously detailed. I mean, even down to the individual pipework that's been fitted in different colours. You've got all the framework details actually on the bottom of the wagon there, separately fitted parts. It's got an NEM style pocket there, and really I could look at that for ages. I really could. It is so well detailed. I know you can't compare apples and pears, and I'm not going to really try to in depth, but I'm just going to show you a quick comparison to the tanker at the back, which is a Bachmann product, and the Accurascale one at the front. Yes, they're different. You know, one's a cement, one's obviously fuel and oil. If I turn that on its side, as you've already seen, and then compare it to the Bachmann underframe, there is just no contest. I mean, this wagon that I've had weathered is good, but if you look at the underframe, you know, the main highlight is probably the Bachmann stamp in it. Whereas if you look at this one, you know, it's hard to pick a highlight. There's just so many of potential highlights here. As I've already touched on, you get packs of 3, and there are 4 individual packs, pack A, B, C and D. So that gives you 12 wagons. They're all individually numbered, and they've all got variations in their decoration depending on what they were in real life. For example, the first 2 look pretty identical. We'll scroll along to the 3rd and the 4th ones. You notice the 3rd one has got no STS branding on it at all, while the 4th one has got the STS branding higher up the tank. Moving along to the 5th one, you'll notice at the bottom right hand corner, down at the step, it's picked out in white. So Accurascale have gone and looked at individual running numbers for these wagons in real life, and they've tailored the decoration to meet that prototype. And that to me, raises the quality and the model even further. Well, it's time for the Dean Park verdict on this Accurascale PCA bulk cement wagon. Do you avoid them? Do you consider them? Or do you just go ahead and buy them? I would just go ahead and buy them. And at the discount available for all 12, I'd get the full set. I'm absolutely blown away. Stunning.